Speaker Mike Johnson in our first version of the continuing resolution that included our SAVE Act, which limited voting to just American citizens in federal elections. We also had a replenishment of the FEMA fund in that bill. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues did not go along with that continuing resolution. So when we get back, I think we'll be confronted with a supplemental appropriation to replenish those FEMA stocks.
Okay, but French, let me cut to the chase. Speaker Trump reneged on North Carolina X number of times ago. I don't know. Paul Sweeney had to shovel out his cottage during Hurricane Sandy. Across 50 states, we don't know where the next disaster is. How do Republicans grow up and do a unified effort for these people devastated?
I think we will. I'm sure we will have a supplemental appropriation, as I say, to support FEMA, and we'll deal with that as soon as the Congress is back in early November. And I think we should, and that's why I voted for it back in September.
So, French, when Congress does get back in early November, give us kind of, from your perspective, what the to-do list is for our Congress.
Yeah, it's extensive. First, we've got to finish fiscal 25 spending. The House passed about 75% of federal spending across our House floor. The Senate has passed no bills across the Senate floor. That's the top issue when we get back, is settling on spending. We have a CR that runs until the third week in December. Secondly, we have the National Defense Authorization Bill, which has been in conference between the Senate and House. That bill will certainly come to the floor. And then, as Tom noted, the crisis in the Southeast from the hurricane, but there's another crisis brewing in farm country, which is the fact that we don't have a renewal of the agriculture programs. We reauthorize those every 5 years. They're expiring at the end of the year. There's some severe shortages in some of the commodity programs. I think that'll be a priority when we get back as well.
And I guess kind of the most immediate thing here right now, Congressman, is the strike. We're day one of the strike here on the East Coast, and I'm just kind of looking at some maps up on the various TV networks, and it's just, the entire East Coast wrapping around Florida well into the Gulf Coast here. These ports are shut down, impacting, roughly half of the trade coming in and out of this country. What's the view in Washington, D.C. as how this should play out or could play out?
Well, you heard the cost estimates from J.P. Morgan Chase. You're talking about 45,000 people, 36 ports, the entire Gulf and East Coast network of longshoremen. It's my understanding the president has 80 days that he could ask for a cooling off period and intervene in this strike, which comes at a precipitous time, both in the economy, which is soft. We're in a situation where we have unprecedented amounts of imports coming into the country for the Christmas holiday season. So I think it's got a dramatic impact on the economy, particularly in the Southeast when you're already battered by the hurricane. So I don't know if the president's going to take that action or not.